Hello, welcome to the first episode of Night Talk. Our first episode will be about the power of student voices thriving in college despite challenges. This episode could explore strategies for academic and personal success, overcoming common obstacles students face, and how campus resources, peer networks, and student led initiatives like this podcast can support a fulfilling college experience. I'm your host, Gina Tripp. And yes, let's just get into it. So I am an upcoming senior that's graduating this December with my bachelor's in media and communications. For our guests, we have Miles Daniely and Chassidee Matthews. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. First, Chassidee, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, what year you're in, your major, and just maybe something fun that you like to do outside of school?
Of course. Well, I'm Chastity. I am an English major. This is my sophomore year in MGA. I'm hoping to graduate in 27. If I've got to go another year, I will. Um, Outside, I like to do photography. I've gotten into it. I've found, it's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of the cameras and the editing and stuff. But so that's my number one hobby so far.
Okay. I like to do photography on the side too, so that's, something we have in common. Miles, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Miles Daniely. I'm a senior at MGA. I'm aiming to graduate in either the spring of 2026 or the fall of 2026. And some things about me. Well, I'm a media and communications major. I definitely fell in love with that through some of my courses, my professors. I just feel like it suits my strengths, and I've had a blast taking those courses. And some things about me, like I love gaming. I'm a big gamer, love streaming, and I love soccer. I coach middle school soccer on the side during the spring. And I love superhero movies, sci-fi, Star Wars, Transformers, you name it. Like that's a big passion of mine. So yeah.
I like that. Okay. So just going ahead and diving into our topic for today. So when I first started out in college, there's a lot of things that like shocked me. It was like a big culture shock coming from high school to college. So many things are like different. And I think one of the things that shocked me the most would probably be the amount of work that you have to do. That was crazy. So guys, I just want to hear when you first started college, what was one of the things that surprised you the most?
Going off of what you said, it was definitely the workload. The biggest thing was trying to figure out how to organize it. I wasn't very organized in high school, but college definitely makes you need to be. So did planners. I've got to-do lists. I stay on top of it, and then really just going into something new. Like I came from a small town. I've been in the same school system my whole life, and then I went to a brand new school and that was something completely new for me and I was had all the, nervousness and everything. But once you get into it and just allow the things to happen and allow yourself to just, follow your path, it'll come. It gets a lot easier.
Um, I guess the thing that kind of caught me off guard really was like I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't really get caught off guard till maybe like my second semester. Like first semester, yeah, was some things you had to adjust to. Second semester was like I had to write an APA style paper. I ain't never done that before in my life. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? But I had a great professor at the time who he taught me, gave us step by step guides on how to do everything. And but that I would say kind of caught me off guard. But I was used to writing papers in MLA format and everything, so I was able to carry some of that over. So I would just say like if honestly like being prepared for anything and just be ready to learn on the fly your first year. Once you kind of get the groove of that, like you don't really experience it later because you're just so used to it, you know. So, but always, and one thing that surprised me, like nobody brings pencils and paper no more. Always bring
I
some of that.
agree.
Yeah,
I
bring
agree.
pencil and paper. Like I don't. That's one thing that shocked me. Like I felt like I was more prepared because I had that. So definitely bring that in like a folder or something.
That's very true. Like we're in this digital age where everyone's like using the computer, their iPad, and then nobody like remembers the basics anymore. Like, y'all, they are still going to require you to write something down. Like, you're still going to need that pencil and paper. So definitely bring that in. Okay. So, next thing, like, have you ever hit a point in your college career where you felt like giving up on something? And how did you push through it? I know for me personally, um, starting out college, it was kind of hard. I felt like everyone knew what they wanted to do when they came. And I just want to say, like, for those listening out there, if you don't know exactly what you want to do when you start college, that is perfectly fine. Like, you have time to figure it out. I promise you have time to figure it out. So yeah, I just kind of want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
Uh, I would say, for me, it took me to about my junior year to figure out really like, oh, like what I need to be doing and what I should be doing. And the biggest thing, like if I'm telling another student, like giving them advice is look at the professors you're taking, which ones did you enjoy learning from the most and seeing which areas they focus on. Because coincidentally, like all my professors I was taking before, like I became a media communications major, like they were in the School of Arts and Letters, like they were focusing in the same areas. Like I love Dr. Norman, I love Dr. Nicholson's class, Dr. Alshari, like those three guys were like, they pushed me hard. Like, and I wanted, honestly, like I wanted to quit before I became a media communications major, but those three guys, like taking their classes, like when it kind of I had fun. Like learning was fun for me for the first time in my life for like years. If when you find yourself enjoying what you're doing, like that's when you know like, oh, maybe this is the path I need to be going down. And again, just having those professors that you can trust and go to. Because I definitely been there. Like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I came in as an IT major. This isn't for me. My dad was good at this. I'm not. Like I'm bored. I don't understand the numbers. And then I think I took was it mass comm, I think with Dr. Nicholson, and I think I took public speaking with Dr. Norman. Did great. And it took me like a semester to figure out like, oh, that's the area I need to be in. I need to be taking more of this stuff right here. And all those classes I ended up making like A's and B's on. Like I was enjoying myself, having a great time. Took Professor Dr. Afshari's what was this media intro to media class, working about film, screenplay, and I was just like blown away. But yeah, you definitely got to look at your professors, and look to your family. Like my family encouraged me to keep going when I wanted to stop. So I think those are the two things, like your family and then your professors. Like because I've been blessed to have some incredibly supportive professors for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think for me it was the workload when I started to get, because you have all these classes and the due dates sometime will line up. I don't have time. I need to figure out different times to do all this stuff. It does get overwhelming, but I had to keep reminding myself that it was normal. Like it's completely normal to get overwhelmed. Everyone in college does it. Um, like Miles said, the professors really help out. I loved Dr. Nicholson's class, Dr. Ward. They definitely knew when their students were getting overwhelmed and going to them and talking to them. They've been through the thing. They can lead you in the right path. And like like Miles said, I came in wanting to do nursing, and I completely 180'd it into like a journalism English field. But don't. I think my biggest advice would be not to. It's okay to change your major a bunch of different times. It's normal. You're going to change your mind. You're going to have different experiences, and those experiences are going to rub off on how you feel on what you want to do for the rest of your life. So,
I totally agree. I started out as a nursing major also, and now look, we're both in the same field. So it's totally normal to get overwhelmed. I can't tell you how many breakdowns I had my freshman year of college. It is crazy. But that's where campus resources really come into play, I would say. The Math Academic Center, that was a big resource that I used. Going to like high school, I was never good at math. And when I tell y'all, I stayed in that Mark Center, I was there almost every day trying to get help on my math homework because I'm not good at it. So are there any campus resources or organizations that have made a difference in you guys' college career?
Definitely the writing center. I'm the first one to walk in there. I won't even fully, I'll go through the assignment. I need someone to help me with the outline. And I immediately go in there. Everyone in there is super welcoming. They'll talk you through everything, and I always felt like, oh, I have a dumb question asked, but they would make sure you didn't feel dumb when asking all the questions.
Yeah, the writing center is a really good pool. That reminded me like one of my first 3 or 4 semesters here. Like I had a professor where we had to write a paper, a rough draft, and we had to take it to the writing center. And we had to
Mhm.
get it signed off by somebody at the writing center that we went so they could tell our professor, like, hey, this person came and got help. And honestly, like one of the smartest things I've ever seen a professor do before. And I think the writing center is a great resource. Um, and if you use the library, like I remember there was one semester I was so behind on a class and I just could not focus or do anything for the life of me. I went to the library, found a room where I was sitting in a chair, just got relaxed and like just got to work, and then you have all the help around you. You can go anywhere for help around there. So that's a big thing as well. Like change your study location, go to the library. You kind of are forced to do your work and you can get help when you start struggling. And you're closer to your professors that way as well. Um, I would say those 2 things for sure, yeah.
The library is definitely a big one for me. They help with all my research that I need to do. They narrow it down because it's easy to get overwhelmed when you have like a topic to go through, especially in Galileo or JSTOR. They're really good at narrowing it down for you and sending you in the right
Yeah,
direction.
I think even, like I took a math class a couple semesters ago. I can't remember the professor's name. He's still at MJ, and I love him to death. And all of us were so stumped. We were doing Alex. It was like 6 or 7 of us met up in the library. I met people I didn't even talk to the whole semester, and we got together and we was teaching each other stuff. And if it wasn't for that library, it would not have happened. I'll be honest. Utilize that library in them rooms and spaces. You got to.
Yes. Oh, I hated Alex. I hated Alex with a passion. And that was one of the things that followed me after high school into my college career. Because me and Miles went to the same high school and they used to make us use Alex. And I hated it then. So that's where that math center came into play for me. I was right there getting help. So
Because
yes, I
Alice be
totally
making you
agree
want to
with
go and
this.
you want to go to the street. You want to sit on the side of the street and just do nothing for the rest of your life when you be doing Alex. Like, thank the Lord for that library.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So another big thing that I want to touch on is not just schoolwork, but like balancing life outside of school, whether if you have a job, um, things like that. I know for me, I worked all throughout my college experience. Sometimes I work 2 to 3 jobs trying to, you know, pay for tuition and just trying to survive. So I'm just interested to hear how are y'all able to balance, jobs and doing schoolwork at the same time?
It's definitely a challenge. I'm a little thankful that I do have nannying and I make my own schedules and stuff, but I know everyone's not able to do that. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't, but it's definitely just taking it slow. And I mean that literally. You've got to take a moment for yourself, take a breath. It'll work like it needs to.
Um, There is so much I could say about this because right now, like I'm going through a lot. Like I have so much stuff I'm trying to balance. I think this has been the hardest semester for me to balance, like when it comes to school and everything else I have going on outside of it. Um, but one big thing I want to say is like everyone is different. So do not compare your life situation to everyone else. Like my first 2 semesters, I didn't have a job. Like I was not working. My parents paid my tuition, like all this stuff. Like I still live with my family. And like, but I got to a point where I was looking at myself like, oh, like when I get done with school, like I'm not gonna have all these like skills and all this stuff. Like I don't know how to manage money, how to like depend on myself. And I went out and got a part-time job. So like that changed my life drastically. It changed my school schedules drastically. It changed everything. So if you don't have a job and if you I guess if you don't have a job, like you don't have to be like, oh, I need to get one because everybody else has one. Like you can focus on school. School is basically kind of should be your priority. But also, I would say if you feel like you are lacking in some areas in your life, like I was looking to improve as a person, improve like also the skills learning financial like balance because it's not like I take classes for that. So it did help me. So you cannot look at your own life situation and like compare it to everyone else. Um, because like Chas, like you nanny, like Gina's had to work 2 to 3 jobs. Like I've never had to do that. But I can't copy what you guys do. My life is different, and I think I find something that's somewhat working for me, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And maybe we all are. Like, Gina, you're a senior, like you may not even have it all figured out, but you've just kind of made it push your way through. Like everything, everyone's different, and I would say like the biggest thing is just being able to take a day to like sit down and just see like what is the priority, which is your schooling, and whatever else is getting in the way of that is taken away from your schooling should be pushed aside, held back, or you just cut out completely, and then everything else should fall in place with that.
Yeah, I think a quote that has stuck with me that was that's goes with what you were saying is comparison is the thief of
Dang
joy.
it, you stole my thunder.
That it's especially on social media and you're seeing all your friends do all these different things. You're like, oh, well, they're so ahead of me. They're not. They're not. They're not.
No, that's really good.
That
Like comparing on social media, like this is one of the best things I've ever done the past year and a half is when the semester starts, like I delete Instagram off my phone. Like if I need to go and check a message on my computer, I will. Like I would delete that stuff off my phone. Some people do it for TikTok, like some people do it through Snapchat as well. I don't use Snapchat, so it's not really an issue, but um like that has helped me so much. Like just being able to focus on myself and to not like do anything that's gonna take away from me in school. Like I just feel like that's just so crucial is the balancing social media as well and like how you're seeing and viewing your own life comparing to everybody else's.
I totally agree. And honestly, I think we're kind of wrapping things up a little bit. So, the last question that I was going to ask is if you could leave our listeners with one takeaway, what would it be? And for me, I'm going to piggyback off of what you guys said, and it's going to be comparison. Like Chastity said, I promise you, everyone else is not ahead of you. Oh, like this person just graduated, but you have an extra semester, or people are getting like engaged, getting married, stuff like that. Like we are in like the area where that stuff is going to be happening, but also you're only seeing that one side of their life. You have absolutely no idea what's happening on the other side of that screen. So I promise you, do not feel like you have to compare yourselves to what others are doing. Chastity, have anything else you want to say?
I mean, you said it perfectly. I think another thing is definitely my freshman year, I felt alone because all my friends, they went either out of state or they moved out of their home. Like I'm still with my parents, I'm fine, like that's okay. But reaching out, not afraid to put yourself in these clubs. The first thing I did when I came in freshman year, I said, I'm gonna get with the newspaper and I'm gonna do it. No matter how nervous I am, I'm gonna do it. And I did it and I've made like y'all and a bunch of other friends through it.
I think with me it's oh, just get married within 2 weeks. I'm just playing. Oh, let me not get in trouble for that. um no, I think honestly for me it's do what's best for yourself, like figure out, like I know we were talking about comparison there, but you really do have to like figure out that formula that works for you. What's a good balance between classes, whether it be work, your personal life, hobbies, and friendships, your health. Use that first year, the first 2 semesters to find that balance of how many classes you're taking, like what else you have going on, and try your best to be consistent, develop that consistency. So that's what I would say is like find that routine. And I wish I was able to do that earlier on because I feel like that would have put me way ahead of everything. Just finding that routine and just filling out my classes. That would have been those 2 things. And if I could have, yeah, I would have gotten married. But I'm gonna leave that. That's a different story for another time for people. Let me not get myself kicked out of school for that. But yeah.
Okay, and I know I said that was the last the last question. One more thing to add because Chastity said it. We didn't talk about friendships. Let me tell you guys something. When you go off to college, and I know you may have your high school friendships and you want to keep that, sometimes life goes in different directions, and sometimes You guys may not be friends anymore. You may not be as close as you was, but please do not limit yourself. Make friends while you're in college at this new school. Like, immerse yourself in different types of people because it's normal for like other relationships to like grow apart as you step into a new season of your life. And so I don't want y'all to like feel lonely or feel like you don't have anyone just because you're too scared to put yourself out there and to meet new people. And that's the last thing that I'm gonna say. And Chastity Miles, I don't know if you want to add anything else about friendships to this conversation, so let me know.
I think you said again. I think you said it perfectly. I get it's hard because yeah, like me, I came from the same school I've been in since kindergarten, and I had the same friends since kindergarten. So making new friends was a little out of my comfort zone, but I did it, and now you know I don't have that same like I'm like I'm the only one that doesn't have a group of friends. I'm the only like da da da. It comes as it needs.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar situation where it's like I came from my school. A lot of my friends had moved off to Atlanta, Savannah, that area, and like they were going to school. And for the first year and a half, I struggled making friends. And I kind of just gave up on it. But honestly, getting to class early and making a comment to someone can really kickstart a whole like conversation, like semester long friendship that'll kind of carry over. Like, um, when me and Chastity were in Dr. Nicholson's class, and there was a lot of things that would happen throughout the semester, or whether it be events or people, and I'm able to come in early or afterwards, and she's seen like there's interesting characters everywhere, and I'm able to make comments and say different things, and it creates these friendships and whatnot. Like there was a girl in our class that we had. Her name was Mallory. Like me and Mallory, like I had a class with her this semester. Like we remembered each other from last semester because I would ask her like before class, like, hey, I heard this happened in your class or whatever. And like we were able to talk, like, and now like me and her are really close. She's invited me like church stuff and like, it's a really cool thing. Like get there early, stay afterwards, make a comment, compliment somebody on an assignment or their work. And you'll see those friendships start to blossom a lot quicker than you think.
Yes. Well, all right. This about wraps it up for our first episode. Thank you for joining us. Special shout out to Chastity and Miles for coming on the show and providing us your insights. You can find this episode and future episodes at statementmga.com. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.